Imagine you're looking out over your fields, the fruits of your labor growing strong under the sun. But then something's off. The yield isn't as bountiful as it should be. You're left scratching your head wondering what went wrong. The answer, my friends, might be hiding right under your nose, or rather, right in your soil. Yes, we're talking about pests. Pests, small as they may be, can wreak havoc on a crop if left unchecked. Early pest detection is a crucial step in preserving the health of your crops and, consequently, your livelihood. It's like a game of hide and seek, only this time, what's hiding could mean the difference between a successful harvest and a devastating loss. Let's take a trip down memory lane. I recall a time not too long ago when a seemingly minor pest problem spiraled out of control. It started with a few nibbled leaves here and there, nothing to cause alarm, right? Except those few leaves turned into many, and before we knew it, the damage was done. The yield took a hit, and the pests had won. It wasn't the pests' fault. They were just doing what pests do. The fault was ours for not detecting them early enough. It was a harsh lesson, but a necessary one. It taught us the importance of vigilance, of being proactive rather than reactive. Now, we're not saying every small pest problem will end in catastrophe. But what if it does? Can we afford to take that risk? The consequence is not just a loss of crops, but a loss of time, money, and resources, all of which are precious to every farmer. So, the next time you're out in your fields, take a moment to look closer. Check for signs of pests and do it regularly. The earlier you catch them, the better your chances of minimizing the damage they can cause. Remember, early detection is the key to saving your crops and ensuring a healthy harvest. Now, you might wonder, how does one identify a pest infestation early on? Let me guide you. Pest infestations can be tricky to spot, especially in the early stages. However, there are some telltale signs that can alert you to their presence. One of the most common signs is visible damage to leaves. This could be anything from small holes and tears to discoloration or wilting. Remember, healthy plants have healthy leaves. If your leaves are looking less than stellar, it's a good indication that you might have a pest problem. Apart from leaf damage, the presence of pests themselves is a pretty obvious sign of an infestation. But don't just look for large pests like beetles or caterpillars. Tiny pests like aphids or spider mites can be just as destructive. So keep a keen eye out for any unusual creatures lurking on your plants. Another sign to watch out for is unusual plant behavior. Are your plants growing slower than usual? Are they drooping or losing leaves at an alarming rate? These could all be signs of a pest infestation. Plants are very sensitive to their environment, and any change in their behavior is a clear indication that something is off. Now, let's talk about some real-life case studies. There's the story of a farmer who noticed a slight yellowing of his corn leaves. Instead of dismissing it as a nutrient deficiency, he decided to inspect his crops. He discovered a small aphid infestation that, had it been left unchecked, could have devastated his entire crop. Then there's the case of a tomato farmer who noticed that her plants were losing leaves at an unusual rate. Upon closer inspection, she found a colony of caterpillars munching away at her precious plants. Because she spotted the problem early, she was able to take action and save her crop. So, these are a few signs that can help you identify a pest infestation. But what's next? Identifying the problem is half the battle won. Now, let's talk about the solutions. Firstly, organic pesticides. These are derived from natural sources and can be a safe and effective way to manage pests. For example, consider the success story of a group of farmers in the heartland of America. They switched to organic pesticides and found that not only did they effectively manage pest infestations, but they also enhanced the quality of their soil over time. Secondly, we have beneficial insects. Yes, you heard that right. Not all insects are harmful. Some are incredibly useful in controlling pests. Ladybugs, for instance, are voracious eaters of aphids, a common pest. A farmer in Australia introduced ladybugs into his fields and saw a significant reduction in aphid populations. Moreover, this natural method of pest control contributed to maintaining the ecological balance of his fields. Thirdly, let's discuss crop rotation. This age-old practice involves growing different types of crops in the same area in sequenced seasons. It's a powerful method to prevent pests that are specific to one crop type from becoming a significant problem. A farmer in India adopted this method, rotating between grains, legumes, and vegetables. Over time, he noticed a marked decrease in pest infestations, leading to healthier, more productive crops. But what's common among all these solutions? They require a keen understanding of the pests, the crops, and the ecosystem. They necessitate farmers to be observant, patient, and willing to experiment. And most importantly, they involve working with nature rather than against it. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution here. What works for one farmer might not work for another. It's about finding the right mix of solutions that work for you and your farm. So don't be disheartened if you're facing a pest problem. It's a challenge, yes, but one that can be overcome with the right knowledge, the right tools, and the right approach. With the right approach, you can turn your pest problem into a thing of the past. In this digital age, farming is no longer just about the plow and the soil. Technology plays a crucial role too. As we navigate through the 21st century, we're discovering that the role of technology in agriculture is expanding, and it's doing so rapidly. This includes pest management, a critical aspect of farming that can significantly impact crop yield and quality. Let's talk about how technology can aid in pest management. There's a whole host of innovative tools and applications out there designed to help farmers detect and manage pests early on. Take, for instance, drone technology. Drones equipped with advanced imaging systems can scan fields from above, detecting signs of pest infestations that might be missed by the naked eye. They can cover large areas quickly, making them an invaluable tool for those tending to expansive fields. Then there are smartphone applications. Yes, there's an app for that too. These apps can help farmers identify pests, learn about their life cycles, and understand the best methods to control them. Some apps even allow users to share photos and information with experts for real-time advice. Let's not forget about automated pest traps. These high-tech devices can capture and identify pests, sending alerts to farmers when certain pest levels are reached. This allows for timely intervention, potentially saving a whole crop from devastation. Now, these aren't just theoretical tools. They're being used by farmers worldwide to great effect. For instance, a grape farmer in California used drone technology to detect an early infestation of vine mealybugs. Acting on this information, he was able to treat his vineyard promptly, saving his crop and his livelihood. Another example, a wheat farmer in Australia used an app to identify a rust infestation. With the help of expert advice obtained through the app, he implemented effective control measures, preserving his yield and quality. These stories underline the power of technology in pest management. It's a tool that can save time, money, and most importantly, crops. Embrace technology and you'll find that managing pests becomes a less daunting task. So that's a wrap on our guide to identifying and managing pests early on in the crop cycle. We've explored the significance of early detection, how to spot pest infestations, and the effective solutions to combat these pesky invaders. We also touched on how technology can play a pivotal role in pest management, making the process more efficient. Indeed, knowledge is power, and being armed with this information can make a world of difference to your farming practices. Remember, the sooner you detect pests, the easier it is to manage them, and the less damage they can cause to your crops. For more helpful tips and insights, do follow us on our channel at Alary199. We strive to bring you the best advice and solutions to help you thrive in your farming journey. In our next video, we'll delve into the fascinating world of soil health and its impact on crop yield. Stay tuned and remember, a vigilant farmer is a successful farmer.